So it looks like the Sooners have added another coach to the staff. This will be an offensive analyst. He's from Kansas. Coach Darrian Wilson. Let's talk about him. Coming up here in about 10 seconds. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay here with Unfair Sports, where we take a pensive approach to the sports conversation. Thanks for pulling up to the YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to talk about Coach Darrian Wilson, who is the newest offensive analyst, wide receiver coach for the Sooners. So let's dive right in, shall we? A couple of days ago, yesterday, a tweet came out from Coach Wilson that was a little bit of out of nowhere type deal. And it said Boomer Sooner. I saw it. A few people synced it, hit the retweets and shot it out and was like, who's this Coach Darrian Wilson? So did a little digging. And in one of the group chats that I'm in, somebody posted, hey, looks like we hired a new analyst. I'm like, So that's what that is. So let's talk about Coach Wilson, a little bit of his background. It's not much out there to find yet, but, I did a little bit of investigative work. And so this is what I was able to dig up, and hopefully you all appreciate it. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like, subscribe, and the bell notification, as well as jump in the comments. Let your boy know what you know about Coach Wilson. Have you seen anything on him? Have you heard anything about him? As a fan, I would love to know your all perspective, especially since we're in the dead month. It's quiet. We ain't got much to talk about. This is some great stuff to talk about here as Coach Wilson joins this staff from the University of Kansas. He was a defensive grad assistant there since about 2020, which is interesting. He's moving from the defensive side of the ball and coaching defensive backs and coming over to the offensive side. And so Coach Wilson himself, he's a native from Sumter, South Carolina. He played ball at the HBCU, South Carolina State, for the Bulldogs. He was a walk-on there, and he graduated in 2014 from there. After that, he spent a little bit of time coaching high school ball in South Carolina and left from there, coached at South Carolina itself for the South Carolina State. He was a coach at his alma mater, and then he went on to coach over at Coffeyville Community College, which is in Kansas. And so if you understand the drift of the critical things about that is he was coaching at the JUCO level. Coffeyville produces a lot of JUCO players, especially ones that we target. So really big community college that produces some really good players that we're probably going to be targeting. And so from there, he went on and was coaching at Kansas underneath Les Miles when he was there at that regime, and then was retained by Coach Lance Lempoy when he was took over the job. So he's been at Kansas the last few years or whatnot, and most likely doing a lot of recruiting from South Carolina outside of just recruiting heavily at the Coffeyville Community College spot. Now he's an offensive analyst and wide receiver coach at Oklahoma, and so that's the new coach that we've got. Quick video to kind of talk about Coach Wilson. Came out of nowhere, but at the same time, add to the staff. Coach Emmett Jones is most likely looking at these coaches that he can bring up, while at the same time, those with ties in certain areas to really help boost up the recruiting for the Sooners. So jump in the comments. Now that you know about Coach Darrian Wilson, you've seen his pictures, let your boy know what you think about him. I would love to hear your comments. If you're new to the channel, hit that like, subscribe, and the bell notification. Would love for you to join the family. Also, we're keeping the content coming. It's going to really start rolling probably in March and April when we start seeing commits. But as of right now, it's more so speculation and seeing what's going down. So I'd love to have you to chop it up and talk. Outside of that, we'll chop it up in a bit. YouTube thinks you should watch one of these videos. Peace.